Previously on Knight's Quest.
Didn't we say the keeper of the gate was a woman?
I am not the permanent keeper of the gate.
Oh, never mind.
I am working in her stead as she is away.
I know that she isn't your sister, but this whole trip was to get Bathilda back.
You can call me Abil. We need someone like yourself.
Who has talent with money.
And with missing projects to be our accountant.
Do you know what the heck those are?
Those are the mounts used to travel through the desert for hunting. And based on the emblem that you can see on the top, that is the keeper of the gate.
Welcome back to Knight's Quest. Since our last recording, the three of us have brainstormed what the fuck these creatures are called.
Yes.
So we're just gonna... Well, I'll remind you where we are right now.
Can we please include, like, every time in that recording that we just said a name, can we just have those in, like, speed fire order, one after the other as the blooper for the episode? Just like, name.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
That'd make them sound way more interesting than they actually were.
Yeah, I'll try to put that in the end. So to remind us, our heroes are in the desert with their new friend, Abil. The shadowless accountant from the village of A.
Dope-ass business cards.
Yeah.
And they have just encountered 4 creatures. I'll describe them for you again. They are like giant camel humps riding through the sand that are attached to a serpent body.
I totally thought they were going to be sharks.
No.
I thought they were going to be sand sharks.
They're not.
But this is way better.
And the heads look like large snakes with fur and beards and large whiskers. And on top of these humps we Googled it, it's called a palanquin. It's basically like just a covered throne that like kings and queens would be usually carried on with poles, but get rid of the poles and it's on top of this creature. The characters now realize that on all 4 of these are the symbol of the gate, which is basically just, there's a outline of the arch with 4 6-pointed stars, 2 on each side. That's kind of, you recognize it from the gate.
Okay.
Retcon, right. It's in here now. So you see that on the fabric that is...
Oh, apparently Howdah is the name of the thing.
Howdah?
Howdah.
It's called a Howdah?
It's an Urdu word. It's like an Arabic or an Urdu word called a howdah. It's a seat for riding in the back of an elephant or camel, typically with a canopy and accommodating 2 or more people.
Oh my god.
Wow. Okay.
That's exactly what we need, though.
So they're called, it's a Howdah.
Yeah, but we can't call it that.
Well, it's a Howdah.
I mean, we could, yeah.
We're not going to talk about a lot. I'm trying to describe the scene, damn it, Jake.
I'm sorry. That's wow.
All right, they're officially, all right, everyone, they're called Howdahs. Now you learned. Now you learned a thing. That those things that are on top of elephants are called Howdahs. And it's on the top of this creature, which we officially gave the name of Sand Drake.
Yes.
So that's what they're called.
We're very proud of it. Don't make fun of us. Shut up.
Took a lot of work, and you'll hear that later in the episode.
Yep.
Sand Drakes. And we also discovered that when they are younger, they have cheetah print for their fur.
They have spotted tan fur.
So we have now named the glove of the Sandrake.
Ooh.
Oh, okay.
And it strikes like a viper.
Yeah.
I like that.
But the grown-up ones are just more of like a soft brown. There's like a couple like speckles just to like help them camouflage with the sand, but it's pretty much
So are they
brown.
furry or scaled?
They're furry.
Okay.
They're furry, yep. So yeah, you see the 4 of them, and as they get closer to your group, the Howdah on top of the hump gets lowered down, so that way the people within can easily just step out of the Howdah onto the sand. As they all step out, they're all wearing fine leather armor that's also very elaborate and ornate with, again, the symbol of the gate on them, and they seem very handmade and well-fitted for each individual. as they emerge. And there's about 2 or 3 in each of these sandrakes riding on top, so there's now about a total of 12 of them.
I think Jonathan, while he's still bowed, like talks between his legs behind him at Abil, and he's just like, "Hey, it's the first day on the job. Say hello in Terebian. Say hello to him."
Yes. And I think Grorg is definitely going to follow suit, and he will kneel a little bit, and Leroy does as well. Does Raynor kneel?
Oh, definitely.
Eloise?
This is terrifying.
Eloise is scared stiff. She's just staring down this giant serpent head, and like still in her fighting pose. She's like not looking at the group of people at all. She's just staring at this serpent.
I think Abil, again, he says something in Terebian.
I would love it if Grorg would like walk over to Eloise and like put a hand on her shoulder and like push her down, but she doesn't bend. She just sinks into the sand a little bit.
Yes, he does that.
And he's like, all right, well, at least you're keeping your stance. You're doing good.
The first lesson.
At first, when you see all 12 of the figures, it's hard to tell them apart because they're all wearing similar armor, and they're wearing the colors red and yellow. Primarily red with like gold or yellowish colors. It looks good. It doesn't.
At least they're not wearing turquoise.
It doesn't look like Winnie the Pooh or something. It looks cool.
I was gonna say, can you stop rating like the ideas for my guards in my book I'm trying to write?
I wouldn't have thought about Winnie the Pooh until you said it.
Well, I beat everyone to the punch.
It's gold. It's not yellow. Damn it.
They definitely
They're
don't
wearing red and yellow leather. All right.
Definitely.
That's where they're. Oh shit!
You can't.
It's too late. It's happened. It's real.
I can't believe you've done this.
Listen to episode 1, everyone, of season 1. Oh boy.
No.
I can't believe you've done this.
They're wearing red and yellow leather.
It definitely doesn't look like McDonald's colors.
Yeah, it's not that type of bread.
There's an M above the canopy.
It looks good, damn it. So Abil is still kneeling and he's talking. You can just tell by his tone that he's trying to be respectful, but there's still a little bit of stammering. At least you think it's stammering. You're picking up your Terebian.
Yeah.
Slowly. One of them steps forward and seems to be talking again, very official, very formal. Abil says and turns to you on.
They want to know what language you all speak.
This one, and he straightens up, and he flings his hat. He's still holding it, but he flourishes his hat to the side with open arms. So this is our language.
And the one who is speaking nods and whispers to someone standing next to her. The person who is in the middle, she steps forward and she says, "Who are all of you?"
Well, my name is Jonathan Bismarck.
I'm Grorg.
Leroy Baker, Miss Madam.
I'm Eloise. I'm Eloise. And I'm tough. And I'm not crying.
Oh no! Oh my god, she's trying so hard.
This is Abil. This is Abil. He's
I have said name.
Yep. Anyway, that's who we are.
We forgot one.
My name's Raynor.
Why do you sound confused?
Yeah,
Because no, I'm not confused about that. It's just, are you the keeper of the gate?
I am.
Is this the translator talking or the person?
This is the person who stepped forward.
Okay. Okay. So we got a Padme situation going on here.
I am the keeper of the gate.
Hey, we just left there.
I can tell.
Like days ago. But yeah, Oh, yeah, I suppose. Well, yeah, our friend Abil here made a deal with Neener.
I am well aware of how Neener makes his deals and transactions.
Yes. Anyway, you'll be happy to know, we quelled a rebellion. The gate is fine. St. Cyr's doing great, as far as I'm aware, since we left. Oh, it's hot out here, really dusty. You don't happen to have water, do you?
I think she chuckles a little bit just at the stammering report, and she goes, "I am aware of how the gate is doing.
Wait, what? How?
I have communications, though they are not day to day as much as I would like them to be. I, of course, am aware of how my city is running. St. Cyr sent me information about the rebellion after the fact, but I am aware that it is still standing."
With all due respect, it happened very quickly. I would have been surprised if he could have gotten a message to you before it was over.
I am unaware of who you all are. I mean, you have said your names, but how did you have What do you mean you stopped the rebellion? Were you a part of this? What?
Oh, no, of course not. Of course not.
Oh, jeez. I don't know how to answer that.
Yes. Well, so there were the Omaris, and they.
The Omaris Guard.
Yes, Your Majesty, the Keeperness. I don't know how to address you nicely. I'm trying my best.
I think Raynor steps forward, and he says, the Omaris captured me, and in a desperate attempt to save my own life, I started telling them some things that I thought would help me get out of the situation, and I inadvertently caused even more danger to the city. And once I realized what I had done, I found Saint-Cyr, and I concocted a plan to try my best to defend the city. And even though my own plans failed, the bravery of others saved the gate.
Oh yeah, we had help.
We had a lot of help.
Stop. You came up with the plan?
I came up with a plan. It didn't really work. But I'm getting better. Some of my plans are getting a little bit better each time I try a failed plan.
In my communications, Saint-Cyr informed me that he was working with a hero to stop these uprisings. Do you know who this person was?
I'm sorry, a Star Wars quote just popped into my head. Of course I know him. He's me.
Yes! Good old Ben Ken.
Yeah, how does she look when she says that? Does she look angry? Does she look like the person she's referring to is someone she hates?
Probably pretty implacable.
Honestly, well, you know what? Roll awareness.
Thank you.
On this one.
19.
Ooh.
19.
Okay. With a 19, you can tell that she has very good control over her facial expressions. Now, I'll give you.
Yeah.
I'll be nice. I'll be nice. So you can tell that she is not. Whatever her emotion is that she's feeling, she's not letting it slip. But you are not getting any hostile intents
Okay.
from her. She just seems to be trying to get the information.
Yeah, I don't think...
before making an assessment.
Yeah, I don't think there's any practical reason to try to lie or keep anything from this person. So Raynor says, that's me. I'm the hero. And it probably sounds just as ridiculous as, like, when he says that, like, me. It's me.
I see. And, you left the gate.
Well, yeah, there's things we need to do. There's things we need to... I
understand. We all have things that we must get done. That is, I suppose, an understatement. Everyone has their own goals and their own objectives. Tell me, what is yours?
I need to save my friend. And as you can see, I made a deal with Neener, and based on what he told me, if I'm able to find the oasis at the center of the Catan Desert, I'll be closer to doing that.
Well, you are not heading in the wrong direction.
Jonathan's like, yes.
Great. Excellent.
You are, then, friends of mine, as if you are as influential as you say in protecting my city in my absence. Please, let us set up camp together. And I will treat you all to a feast of a quality of a heroes.
Okay, this is great. This is the best possible outcome.
Will there be bread?
I think she's kind of like she's thrown back at like the
That's like the first
interruption
expression she's made.
Yeah, she's kind of
That
just
gets past it.
like almost like offended, like someone just like interrupt her, and she's like, "Of course, there will be bread."
Ooh.
How dare you suggest there might not be bread?
And I think Jonathan like turns around to like the rest of the party, just like he keeps his arms out to the side, but he just kind of like spins on his feet, like like he's got his eyebrows up, like.
I'm down.
Yeah, I mean, is this even a question? Like, why would we not? Right? I mean, I think so. Yeah.
We thank you for your hospitality, and we greatly accept your offer.
She snaps her finger, and not all of them, but most of her entourage begin to start unloading from the howdahs.
Good word. Entourage.
Yeah.
Got good words today. And just begin setting up. It's not a lot, but they just set up one main tent that's large enough for them all to fit in quite spaciously. That is also gold and red, crimson and gold. I think. Well, no, I don't want because that's like Gryffindor. We don't want that.
A little too Gryffindor.
Have you seen like Bedouin like campsites. They're pretty much exactly how you described them, which is pretty dope. But like literally, it's just like either one big tent or a few tents that connect together.
Yeah.
My very, very limited knowledge of, like, desert, like, practical... is that everything should be white, right? Because that deflects the most heat. Isn't that correct?
Yeah, well, it shouldn't be dark anyway, but it doesn't have to be white.
Okay.
Because, like, usually they'll set up camp in, like, next to, or, like, if they can find a big enough, like, stone or rock that has, like, an opening in one side, they'll set their tents up into that. So they could, like,
Well, here's
put up
what
their
happens.
tents,
You ready
like-
for this shit?
Yeah.
I'm so
Ready for
ready.
this shit? So while some of them are setting up the tent, a couple other of them you can tell have some type of sand magic, and they are swirling the ground beneath the tent so it condenses into a firm sandstone that they can put the tent upon.
What? Yes. What? Yes.
And
pleases us.
this whole process does not take long. They're skilled and trained in setting up this
They'll
campsite.
probably do
very
this a
quickly.
few times.
Yeah, they know what they're doing.
Have you guys noticed that the more we reference, like, cool magic stuff happen, the more our reactions become, like, weirdly sexual? Like, so he takes the sand and really starts to congeal into a magical force. We're just like, oh, yes!
Y'all,
That's that good shit.
our time in the arch was rough. That's all I gotta say.
It just broke us emotionally.
I was into it.
The keeper, she, you are now able to see that she definitely has a very simple crown on top of her head.
Ooh.
It's, again, because you didn't notice it at first, it's just got 3 rubies inset of a thin gold wire that just kind of wraps around it. You know, very practical, really.
More of a diadem, if you will.
Yeah. Thank you. Man, we're getting those good words.
Oh, yeah.
Get your vocab out,
That's some
folks.
college words right
Boom. I went to college.
there. Yeah.
We all went to college together. You've noticed that she's had just, the most regal posture, I think, out of anyone that you've met, even more than Sincere does. And she turns to the rest of you and says, "Are you all on this same journey together?"
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're one big group.
Yeah, we're all going the same way. Yes.
We're trying to find Sim.
Yes. That's what me and this boy right here are trying to do.
Interesting.
And now this boy. Hey.
Interesting.
And I think Eloise, like, still kind of side-eyeing the sandrakes, kind of, like, walks up next to Rainer and goes, our destination is roughly the same, but I think our goals are a little different.
Oh, that's definitely true. Yeah.
And what goal do you have?
Well,
Surely you are the leader of this group.
I think she, like, snaps her face away from the sandrakes and kind of, like, looks around at everybody, like, wide-eyed and goes, "You could say that. I am on a royal decree from the King of Glenwood to purge this land of a dark wizard."
Then we have very similar quests then. I too am here by royal decree to purge this desert of dark magic.
What?
Oh.
Me and my entourage are here to hunt out the Azamites and to purge the desert of them.
I'm sorry.
I can tell by your reaction you are unfamiliar with this.
Are we?
I think
That's not the same word we heard in the...
No, it's not the Abu Alab.
Okay, thank you. Yep.
I think
Yes.
I think Jonathan, like, turns to...
Well, you guys definitely haven't, because it was Katrina who was told about it.
Right. Jonathan, like, turns quick to Abiel and just kind of makes, like, anything?
Abiel just kind of, like, gestures to, like, the keeper to, like, let her explain. Are you familiar with the evil spirit Abu Alab, the great scorpion father?
Absolutely not.
I don't remember. I don't remember if we
you
are or
did
not.
learn about it a little. You heard it
Okay.
from Neener. He mentioned
Okay,
it.
yep.
But there was a lot you were learning that day.
Yes.
Okay. Abu Alab is the enemy of all Trevians, the scourge of the desert, and the source of all of our problems.
Oh.
Abu Alab had, many years ago, turned a whole tribe of the ancient Usra against them, and over years of foul magic and twisted form, they devolved into basically scorpion people. And these Azamites, they're descendants of Azam, so that's where the name comes from.
I'm sorry, Azam?
Azam, yes. It was the person that was progenitor of this
Gotcha.
of this tribe.
Oh god, this is messing with my head.
Do I need to slow down for you, hero? She turns to Eloise and says, "Shall I proceed?"
And Eloise just kind of like sits up a little straighter and like nods her head a little bit to the side.
The Azamites, in many generations past, ruled the whole eastern half of the Gatan Desert. It wasn't until this current dynasty took hold of Tarif that they put forth to cleanse the desert of them, thus rescuing the gate from their control, and that was a while back, grant you. But it has still been our prerogative to completely wipe them out from the desert so that there is no chance that they could come back and ever threaten us or our great kingdom ever again. And so the Great Empress, she has tasked me, one of her greatest allies in this, into hunting out the Azamites, and so that is what we have been doing for it's been quite a long time now, but we have made great progress, and
I was going to say, you got to be getting close.
we have eradicated many of these Azamites. And we are on the trail now of hunting down a few more.
Well then.
And so what dark magic are you after?
And I think like Eloise pipes up, well, the source of the dark magic that we are searching for comes from Mirjik.
I have heard tales of this mysterious form of magic.
It's not great. No, not great at all, in fact.
Now may I ask, are you simply passing through our desert to find this Mirjik, or is it within the Gatan Desert? Should this be of a concern of mine and the Empress?
Well, yes. The Lord of Shadows told me that there's this dungeon. There's this ancient, abandoned... I don't know exactly where in the desert he is, but we're hoping we'll be able to find more once we convene with Sim.
This makes sense. There are many abandoned dungeons and places throughout the Gatan Desert. The Usra were a great empire and built many structures, and you will probably encounter more on your way to said dungeon, but I wish you well in your hunt, and if you do need assistance, I can make sure that I can find help for you, because we do not want, as soon as we rid this desert of the Azamites, for some new form of magic to come in and cause a mess. So, you are welcome guests of ours tonight.
Thank you.
May I offer you a bath, Eloise?
I think Eloise slowly stands and extends her hand and goes, "Thank you."
and she brings her inside the tent, and everyone else is still out there. And there's two, I mean, you're pretty sure their bodyguards walk with the keeper as they go inside, and the rest continue to set things up inside and outside the tent. What does everyone do?
I think Jonathan turns to Grorg and Abiel and is like, okay, so I'm just saying these guys have money, right? And they got a lot of stuff that could be made better.
Oh my god.
No, I'm noticing an issue. Now, while blue is our collective favorite color,
Yes.
yes, very favorite,
Big favorite.
big favorite. It looks like blue at the current moment is not like their color, you know.
You got a point. Maybe we could not so much like change. Maybe not so much change your favorite color. Maybe just add some little splashes of blue in there, like get some accessories, like add some pop,
A little pop,
little pop.
little pop. You got it.
You getting it?
You're getting it.
You getting it?
He's getting it. All right, so here's what I'm thinking. Jonathan, you come up with the presentation.
Okay.
All right, Beal, you crunch the numbers of how much we should charge. We have lots more to cover. Right, perfect. And I will hold the better. It's perfect. And I'll do the. And he without holding it, he has the glove on. He goes, whoosh. I'll do the pop myself.
Ooh, good.
Do we have better with us at the moment?
I always have better with
He's
me.
always
Like a
got the
stock
vial.
of...
No,
He's got the vial.
Okay, I'm sorry.
got the vial.
I got
Okay.
true blue. Sorry.
Right.
Thank you. There's a difference. I have the true blue.
Yeah.
All right, great. Break.
I kind of need Rainer to talk to Abiel, actually.
Okay.
Which
Like
is
Abiel,
a
the
little
break, Abiel
weird.
just stands there. He's like,
Yeah, Jonathan and Grorg walk in
don't-
opposite directions.
I don't know what we have been charging. What cost?
It's because we haven't sold anything yet.
What is?
We have definitely sold things.
Oh, yeah?
What is cost anyway?
No, we just told people to put money in an envelope.
And mail it to us.
Yeah.
This? Oh, you do help need.
You need an accountant. You desperately need an accountant.
Rainer, go for it.
Yeah, he's gonna ask Abil as long as we have some time. So, I know from when we met you, we already saw that we have both made a deal with,
Yes.
the things that you wished for. They came true in a way, but in a way you were betrayed, is that right?
I had asked for abilities, and I got them. The result of these abilities, I wanted to gain affluence and a position in my city. That was not part of wish. I wished for these abilities. And so, there were other outcomes I had not foreseen, in that everyone would know how I got them, because I didn't have them when I left. And when I came back, I had no shadow, and
I see.
I could account.
It's an interesting thought that, like, the wish for a power without purpose, or an ability without, like a hammer without a nail, you know? Like, that's what was the problem, was that he was, like, a super effective hammer in a desert, you know? Like, that's a really interesting concept, that, like, his wish came true, but because it didn't have a purpose, it was just what it was.
The question that's really bugging Rainer right now is, like, if this person losing his shadow caused the whole city to cast him out, and even the same with his own family, why didn't anything like that happen even a little bit with Rainer and Jonathan? People in the game mostly didn't care, you know? But, like, it wouldn't make sense to ask him that.
I mean, that's where Neener lives, so people are, like, they know about it. Like, it's not as weird of a thing, because they're all Gucci with the Shadow Gate.
Oh, shit. I'm sorry. Did he leave the gate, go back to his hometown, and that's when people...
I am from the village
A.
of
A. Yep.
I went to the gate
Yep.
to get this wish,
Uh-huh.
and came back to A,
Oh.
seeking a position to work for the keeper
Of his city.
of A. The keeper is like a title for a given city.
Okay, that actually takes care of one of the things I was worried about. I thought we were introducing the possibility that, like, Neener's wishes were all going to backfire on all of us in horrible ways.
Well, we don't know that yet.
Yeah, yeah. But it also seems less likely that it's true.
What is your wish?
I wished for the knowledge to save one of my friends.
How did that work out?
Well, we're still in the middle of it.
Oh,
We're
is story still going?
yeah. Wait. Yeah. How did you know about that?
The word story?
Well, no, he put it into religious terms, and that caught me off guard.
Oh, I didn't know that was religious.
Oh, okay. Sorry,
Nathan didn't, or Abil didn't?
Abil.
Okay.
That's back home. That's just it's a big thing for my culture, I guess.
Let me clarify. Were you Nathan saying that and then realized after saying it that it was religious, or were you saying it intentionally to make it a point that Abil was not a writerist?
Don't pull back the curtains.
All right. Curtains are unpulled.
You don't need to look. You don't need to look behind the magic. Maybe I say something and realize it's doper than I realize, right? Fuck you. One of the entourage members, she comes out and gestures for you all to enter. And she says
Enter
to enter into Rebian.
what?
The tent.
Oh, okay, yeah.
We do that.
Yeah.
All right, you enter into the tent. And again, it feels good to walk on solid ground again and be in a space that isn't dusty.
I think Jonathan kicks off his shoes right at the entrance to the tent.
I think when you get the entourage stops, looks at your feet, looks up at you, gives you a command in Terevian, and Abil says, well, you should shoes on.
Would there happen to be a list of rules? We're really good when we have lists of 3 or more rules to go off.
Jonathan, like, gingerly puts his boots back on.
Oh, man.
Is a sign of disrespect to cast the dirt from outside into someone's home.
Oh, he's like sitting down. He like spins his feet around so they're outside the tent and kicks his boots off there, and then comes back in. And then he like his arms around. He's like,
Next up, summon a Zajax, get better shoes.
Just leave them on until a place to clean feet is provided.
Okay, and he puts them back on again.
You enter inside, and it's not like, ooh, this is bougie as hell inside here. But it's definitely nice. You know, they provided, you know, good seating arrangements.
Yeah, there's probably like carpets and like cushions and probably like things like strung between the
There's some
poles.
fine, there's some incense being burned, so it's got a fine fragrance in it. You can see that they quickly made some glass containers and stuff out of the sand, and so that's decorating this place. But in the center,
just for fucking decoration. God damn,
they're bougie.
Yeah, that's bougie.
It's a little bougie. It's, you know what? It's a little bougie.
Retcon, it's bougie.
There's most of the furniture is made out of glass, so that way it's, when they don't have to carry it around, they can just remake it when they get somewhere. And so there is a large glass table in the center of the tent. The food isn't out yet, you know, they'll bring it out, but there are some seats. You've noticed that what they did to create the chairs is they had a cushion, and then they created the chair around the cushion, so it's like a little stool.
So it's a fancy ass lazy boy.
Yeah, they're little stools. They're little, so there's no backs on them.
Yeah.
So they just kind of like.
Are they big enough to like sit cross-legged in, or are we just like chair style?
You can sit cross-legged in. Yes. That sounds cool. Let's do that. And you see the keeper. She's seated at the head of the table with Eloise by her side,
and she is beaming. She's probably wearing like some sort of like temporary garb while her clothes are getting cleaned or some shit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And she has her hair.
Yeah, she's wearing red and yellow.
Yes.
It's not leather armor, but it's more comfortable clothing.
She's got her hair like done up in a way that she hasn't done before. Like it obviously wasn't done by her, and she's just so fucking happy.
Well, this is nice.
This is really nice.
I'll write that down. We need to buy stuff like this.
I mean,
we need income first. No. You buy the nice stuff. The income comes later.
And I think Jonathan goes like, "No, hold on a second.
He is your accountant. I feel like you should listen to him, maybe."
I feel like I remember something about the family business that said that was the backwards way to do it.
The Bismarck family business?
Yes. I don't know. We hired this guy for a reason.
We should probably listen to him.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. He hasn't steered us wrong yet.
So you all so you all are given a seat, and you are given a place to remove your feet, or not remove your feet. Whoa! Remove your shoes, and there is a magic foot washing station, so no one has to do it for you.
Cool.
So your feet get washed, and you're able to have a seat, and you enjoy. I'm going to kind of skip through the meal a little bit. We're going to have some conversations, but there are a couple courses of food. Obviously, there's bread. As Leroy was promised, some flat bread. There is fresh produce of different types. No moon pears. We've established those aren't to eat in.
Right.
But just, yes, there are different fruits and herbs and plants that you don't recognize.
Maybe dried.
Yep. And there's some...
Okay.
Well, some of them are fresh. Some of them are dried. But there's a couple actually fresh ones. And you're like, dang, how'd they get this?
Yeah, how exactly? Where did these come from?
And then they've got some... Obviously, there's a meat course presented to you. And it's just all very good, and it's nice to have fresh food. I don't know what you've been eating these past few weeks. It hasn't been great.
Probably like jerky or hardtack or some shit.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I think Jonathan like sinks his teeth into whatever like meat this is, and he like slowly sits up and he goes, "What is this? This is amazing. What is this?"
It's called beef.
Okay. Well,
Got him.
must have put something special in it, but it's very good. It's very good. It's very good.
Oh no, I'm sorry. The one you're eating, that's fumble.
Oh shit!
I think Jonathan looks for a second, just a second, and he goes, and just keeps eating.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I thought you had different plate.
That one over there is the beef.
I think Trouble hears that and goes, it's like, what?
Oh no. Rainer's gonna...
PB pushes the plate away from Trouble that they were about to eat.
Rainer's
and
gonna
grabs more
avoid that
pastries and gives them to Trouble.
Yeah.
And
He's just like hooking
bruh.
him with like his little
Aw.
talons.
Yeah, and he's like, bruh, the two of us are eating pastries
We
tonight.
good.
We eating pastries tonight.
If Rainer hears that, he avoids the fumble meat. If Rainer doesn't hear that, I don't know.
Roll
Just
awareness.
saying.
Oh, shit.
Okay.
This is the worst way for this to happen.
That's pretty good. That's 18.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you overheard that.
All right.
I think you stopped yourself right before you were going to eat it, and you're like...
You know what? I'm gonna just have a salad.
I
It's
think
all good.
Jonathan like points over, is like, you can eat that?
I assure you, I am not.
And then I think he like reaches for it with his fork, and then he looks up to like some of the entourage and goes like, is this...
Yeah, you
What?
can eat it.
Okay.
I think Grorg goes,
So this is beef? Never had that. This is good. I like this. You know, back where I come from, we
Call
usually
that a Big Mac.
we eat a lot of Banus, and Duras.
What?
Oh, I forgot to tell you,
What?
each of the gods, there's a beast associated with them.
Yes.
And so you hunt the Banus and the Duras. The one you don't eat, though, you don't hunt Janus Pentus, mainly because there's like one of them.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But a Janus, if you can catch a Janus, then you're like run the tribe. Like that's pretty much.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
It's pretty tough. Yeah.
Cool.
But it tastes great.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ate it one time at a wedding. Beautiful ceremony. Great night. Great night. Anyway, yeah, this is great.
do you guys have anything that you want to ask the keeper about, or anyone?
Yeah. Rainer is fascinated by all of the magic stuff they have going on, and he's trying to keep in mind what he's learned about how magic actually works. So what he's going to ask is, like, where does the anima come from? You guys are just trekking around the desert, and, like, if I'm following my lessons here, there has to be a source, right? Like, there's got to be... I'm just
And Jonathan's
intrigued.
like, oh, crap, yeah. Yeah.
This is a great question, and
oh, man.
it is asking truly the heart of what is the Gatan Desert. So you seem you are aware of anima and how it works. Have you heard of the heart of anima and?
Oh, yes. Yeah.
Brilliant?
Yes, that is where it is now. Yes.
Okay, yeah.
That is where it is now.
Wait, now?
Yes, according to old legend and tale, the heart of anima used to be much closer to the Gatan Desert, currently where the Elvish kingdom is right now. It's really close to here. It used to be in that location. There was a great battle with the spirits, and it got thrown and moved. But the reason that is relevant that it used to be closer is that every single grain of sand you see here in the desert, it used to be so close to this heart of anima that over those years all the sand absorbed this magic, and so now the desert itself provides this magic, and so that is how the Usra were able to create such a great empire. Is they harnessed the magic of the sand to build great monuments and cities like the Arch and like the dungeon you are seeking after. They harnessed this magic, and those who know how to wield it essentially have unlimited magic as long as they are using the sand.
Wow.
Now, this is where the Azamites are on the other side of this coin. They refuse to use the sand itself and only magic from within themselves. This is what causes them to become such evil people and have such darkness, because they drain themselves of their own anima and become such monsters, and
That's how the corruption happens.
that's how the corruption happens. Yes,
I think-
very good.
Shoot.
I think
Okay.
Jonathan like turns and looks at the spot in Grog's vest that he's holding the bottle of better.
True blue, yeah.
Yeah, and I think he's like starting to connect the dots that like maybe the bottle that holds the true blue was made with sand from the Gatan Desert.
Ooh.
Fucking what?
And that maybe if they wanted to get more, they would need some sand from the desert. That because he has absolutely no idea how the bottle works and doesn't turn blue. But like this is the first clue he's had as to
Oh
how
my
that might
God,
happen.
that's such a good idea.
Also, Jamie, I need to follow my rule.
Yep.
Do you want the glass animal you found to be a sandrake?
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty
Yeah,
fucking dope.
It's a sandrake, yeah.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Oh boy.
I told myself every time we found an animal. And so she continues to say, the desert itself is a vastly magical place. I am surprised you have not encountered its many wonders and mirages and spectacles. But maybe the path you have taken has been intentionally clear and safe.
Oh.
I sure hope so.
I think Jonathan's a little bit bummed about that. That they haven't, like, bumped into more of this crazy stuff. But he also has the thought that, like, maybe there's a reason.
Yeah. Yeah. I think it's keeping us safe, is what it's doing. Like, how did the Heart of Magic move? Is it an item? Is it...
Oh, I can help a little bit with on that one.
Okay.
I've seen it myself.
Oh, you have?
Yeah. It used to be. Only one time we took a kind of like a pilgrimage to the city. But it's a giant, just huge crystal.
Okay.
I mean, it's not like a rock, but that's just the best word I could use to describe it. It's a big crystal. So I guess that makes sense that all these little crystals...
And he points to the sand. Well, I guess there's not really any sand. He went to point to the sand and realized there's none at the ground because it's crystallized.
But that they would be able to store it, I guess. That makes sense.
As far as how it moved, it's not known for sure. It comes down to legends and stories that you hear, fables and myths. I think your people, she points to you, Rainer, your religion of the writer.
Yeah.
You have scribes, yes? These people who travel and write down stories?
Yeah, that's...
They would know. They have these stories.
Huh.
I do not. I could tell you the tale I was told as a child, but I
think Eloise pipes up and goes, he never went to library.
Damn it.
I think all the people from Glenwood are like, yeah, and she goes, so he does not read?
He never went to Instagram?
Fuck. Have we established, can Rainer read?
Yeah, he can read.
Yes.
Okay.
I will say this. In Glenwood, even though it is medieval, most people can read.
Yeah, I think
just
It's like a tenet of their religion.
if we said
most people, like if you're illiterate, you have to be like really trying to not be taught how to read.
I mean, my justification was if we're going to say he can't read, that fucks up a lot of things we've done. Because Rainer
he's
has
gotta be
written
able to
letters
read.
to people.
He can write. You just can't read what you wrote.
It's a
lot of grammar.
Is this right? I hope so.
Well, I'll put it down. People seem to understand what I'm saying, I guess.
Get the general thought across.
All right, you know what? For canon's sake, Rainer learned how to write before he could read.
Okay, I dig it.
What the fuck does that mean?
I don't know. But his first 3 years of schooling.
I mean,
learned how to write before he could read.
I mean, there's babies that can walk before they can crawl, so, like, there's people who flip steps around.
I guess maybe it's more like you knew what the symbols were, but you couldn't, like, pronounce them. Like, you didn't know how to, I don't know. I'm trying to follow our
It
rules.
was funny, yeah. It was good.
Okay, any other conversations you want to have with the keeper?
Was there a tidbit in there that suggested there's an elven kingdom in the Gatan Desert?
Yeah.
Because that sounds awesome.
It's right next to it.
Wow, okay. So it's part of Tarif.
No.
It's not part of Tarif.
The elven kingdom neighbors Tarif.
Oh, okay.
Is on the border.
Like, I feel like the conversation at dinner probably, like, dumbs down to, like, murmuring, people having their own side conversations. And Eloise turns to the keeper and says, so, I don't know if I mentioned outright, but my personal goal is to save my sister, who is
a noble goal.
And she is currently imprisoned in my place. And even though I've surrounded myself with people who can help me and protect me, I feel as though I'm not doing enough. And I didn't know if maybe there was something you or something one of your people could teach me or show me that might make me more...
I think the keeper she catches this that she's not being able to find the word, and she puts her hand on Eloise's shoulder, and she says, "You have a noble mission. not only to save someone else, but to save your sister of all people. That is the most important person in your life. And you are the leader of this group, and I, as a leader, I understand at times we can feel like we are not worthy of the position we have been given. That maybe this is, someone will discover who we really are and they will not want us to be in charge. That they will find our flaws or our inadequacies or our weakness, and they will see through this ruse that we have been putting up.
I think Eloise is really starting to feel maybe sheepish that she so quickly accepted this role of leader in the group.
The keeper continues, but this is how everyone feels, I have learned. Whether you are empress or keeper or business leader or just eldest child, everyone feels like they are pretending. And once you understand that, you realize that we are who we are. And you have gifts. You have many talents. I do not know you well, but I know that you are capable. I know that you hold yourself strong. You hold yourself high. Tell me, what is it that you can do?
I can do this. And I think she, takes out her flute and starts playing.
Roll music.
Oh, man.
That's a 21, soft 21.
What song does she play?
I think she plays something happy, something bubbly and flowing. I don't know, I always imagine Eloise's songs being more of a jig than anything else. Something she can dance to while she plays.
Does she?
Yes.
Cool.
She's the fucking Lindsay Sterling of
Oh, yeah. I love it.
of flouting. And so she does. She plays this, jovial tune and maybe, dances around the table a little bit before, coming back and sitting down next to the keeper.
I'm glad you rolled high because that made it Lindsay Sterling. If you rolled low, it would have been Anchorman.
Yes.
Yes. The jazz flute.
I think after the song finishes, the keeper nods her head and claps politely, and the rest of her group then claps as soon as she does it.
And Eloise definitely blushes.
And the keeper says, "Thank you for sharing that part of yourself with us. I wish I had a gift like that. I am not good with creating music or of entertaining a group or bringing smiles. Most people, they smile when I enter a room, but I know it is because of my position.
Oh.
So you have a wonderful gift."
I don't see how it helps me to save my sister.
The keeper has to think about it, and she goes, "I don't either. But time will tell. Now, tell me something about you that your group that you lead does not even know. And I do not ask because I like gossip or just hearing secrets, but I say this because sometimes we need to spend time getting to know who we are first. We pretend to be people for others, and we put on these masks and these charades, and we tell ourselves that is who we are. I am the leader. I am the person who plays the flute, and that is all I am. But we are more than that. We are all much more than that. And sometimes we need to think really hard about who we really are. And so tell us another thing.
When I was really little, I fell into some tar, and it wasn't like I wasn't stuck, but it got everywhere. And when I got home, my dad told me that the only way to get rid of it was to cut it out. And so my new dress got thrown away, and I had to shave all my hair off. And it was probably one of the worst few months of my life. I got made fun of a lot, got called a boy a lot, and that hurt.
That is a big insult.
I know.
I didn't get it at first, but
As it grew back, I really started to fall in love with my hair, regardless of what it looked like. I mean, at first it was short, and I could wear scarves with it, or even shave some parts to be even shorter to give it pattern, and then as it got longer, I started to braid it, and then as it got down to my shoulders, I could put it into a ponytail, and I started really noticing my hair more so than I ever had before, and that was probably when I made that so much of how I show myself to other people, because it was the thing that made me really look at myself. But I don't think I've told anybody that in a long time, because I don't like talking about being bald.
Thank you. Now I feel like I have come to understand more about you. I think the keeper, she turns to one of her assistants on the side and says, "Then let me present you with a gift, if I may, since you express yourself through your hair, and it is very lovely."
Oh, thanks. Thank you.
Then let me present you with a way that you can communicate your confidence through your hair. She hands you a glass decorative comb that has a blossom on the other end, and she says, "This is a great Terevian symbol. You may keep it. It is yours."
She very gingerly accepts the comb, and I think she like holds it for a second and like maybe tears up a little bit and says thank you, and like puts it in her hair immediately, because like otherwise she'd drop it, but she like makes sure it's in there.
Mm-hmm. God, this is awesome. I like her way more than the other royalty I've met.
Yeah. And then Grorg goes,
May we have your attention, please?
Oh my God.
Jonathan's like, "Oh, we're doing this now? We're doing this now?"
No, your keeperness. Have you ever wished... Wait, Jonathan. Have you ever wished that the things you owned were better?
Never has there been a more, like, extreme moment of just a mood and ruining the mood.
I think that is Grorg's specialty.
I think
that's
Eloise is
Grorg's
like chuckling a little bit as she's like wiping like tears out of her eyes, because
Then
she
have
knows what's
we-
coming.
Then have we got a product for you?
I think Jonathan and Grorg go into their spiel.
And he's like waving for Abil to like translate for everyone.
Abil translates, and he's like trying to keep up. The keeper, you can tell that she's kind of annoyed that this moment was interrupted, but she listens politely to the conversation, and then at one point holds up her hand and goes, "Stop. We have no need for blue."
Oh.
Because like they've already kind of like they've like demonstrated and like shown like bam,
yeah.
bam, 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 and Grorg goes,
Okay. You have no need for the color blue. I see this. You have lovely reds and yellows.
and he's like nudging Jonathan like, "Help me out here, man. We're gonna lose the big sale."
But this is not just blue.
No.
It really is, though. That's the problem.
It's better than that.
It is a one of a kind piece of
One of a kind.
something, anything. It can be anything, but no one else in the world can have it or change it. It will be forever unique.
Forever this color. You can't change it. Perma blue.
For example, and I think he takes like, maybe it was like a cup or something, like they turn blue, and he like runs over to the foot washing station and like dunks it in a few times and like rubs it like and it's like still blue.
Yep.
Oh, I do need to clarify something. The cups are made of glass
Yes.
from the sand.
Ooh.
Do we want to say that it turned to blue?
Wait, shit. Oh, shit.
Well, maybe it's not just the material, maybe it's also a process. Because I think if we're going to say
because
anything,
you can't turn anything from the glass from sand. That's a lot. So yeah, he can turn it glass.
Yeah.
So there's something else to the process. We need more than that.
yeah.
I like that. Oh yeah, but it doesn't come off. And the members of the entourage are impressed.
And maybe he like holds it
Oh,
up
doesn't
like
come off,
in
yeah.
front of like a lamp or something, and like turns it in the light, and it like reflects off or refracts off into the room in like different glass. Like, I mean, everyone's looked at a glass through light. You know what it looks like.
Yeah. And the keeper, she's had the same like face, same emotion. And I'm gonna need Jonathan to roll persuasion on this. This is the sale.
Okay.
This is 7.
Oh.
We are here in the desert. We are hunting. We have our hunting tools. She gestures to the rack of spears. We have our survival needs. She gestures to the food. We have our luxury goods. And she gestures to the comfortable chairs. But we have no need for them to be better.
And I think Jonathan knows that like this is it, and he like bows respectfully and like pulls Grorg to like sit down again. He's like, we got that's it, buddy.
She turns to Eloise and says, "How often do your team try to sell people on a color?"
Every chance they get, almost compulsively. Every person we meet.
I am understanding your position. If I were you, I would respectfully take the truest blue and have that be under your possession.
Oh, shit.
I think Eloise looks over at Grorg and like wide-eyed and like smiling and just kind of like looks at him for a second and like holds out her hand.
And Grorg takes the bottle and he's like, almost like, but he doesn't, but he like, you can see that in his eyes. He's like, no.
Yep.
And then Eloise snaps and like she gets really stern and like flicks her eyes like over to the keeper.
Wait, Eloise snaps?
Yeah, Eloise snaps and she's still looking at Grorg, but she keeps flicking her eyes like back and forth between the keeper and Grorg.
Okay.
If you want Grorg to give you the true blue, that will cost a friendship point.
Oh, gotta do it.
Wow.
Gotta do it.
He sees the
boy.
situation, and he sees kind of how this has been going on, and he whispers over, like, very quietly, he's like,
But you'll give it back, right?
She just keeps smiling and
Oh
just
my
takes
goodness.
it and like sets it in her lap and just sits with it.
This is
and
uncomfortable.
he just has this, he tries to force a smile on his face, and his tusks,
But
jutting
he's an
up, and-
orc, so like forcing
Yeah,
anything.
It doesn't look good. He's like, ooh. And so the rest of the night continues well, and Eloise and the keeper continue to have some pleasant conversations, and I'm sure the rest of the guys are just kind of like,
So,
I think Jonathan's like, man, we gotta be better. We gotta be better at pitching to the people who got money.
yeah. I think we need to find someone who, like, blue is, like, their signet color. And then we can just be like, yo, we'll make your whole castle blue. You know what I'm saying? Like, boom, bam.
I mean, we did
I'm just saying.
We
that's what I look-
did find somebody who blue was like their color, and then we did bad things to him.
Well, I'm not remembering this part.
The Omaris?
Oh, yeah! Oh, yeah, fuck those guys! Oh, yeah, that's right. But that was a different shade of blue. It would have worked out. Would have worked out. Maybe.
I'm just saying.
Hold up. Time out, though. Oh, I'm regretting even thinking this. Heresy.
Oh, God.
What if when we find Sim, we try to...
We turn him blue.
we branch out into different colors? I know. I regret saying it.
I'm not gonna lie, I was thinking about that earlier.
But then we wouldn't have this problem. We could say, well, we can make it red better.
Ooh.
Red better, yellow
Red better, yellow better.
No, I
I don't know how I feel about that because I
think-
the whole thing though is that it has to be blue though. That's like the
well,
whole thing, though.
we should think on it. I mean, we're not very far into our business venture.
Think about it.
We can still change. Like we don't have to change our logo. We could just like add some more color. But I mean, like
The blue can be like the primary one, but then we have.
I mean,
like,
it is a primary one. But
well, yes,
Yeah,
good call. Yes. Yes.
but I mean,
We'll think about it.
yes,
We'll think about it.
yeah.
Does Abil have an opinion on this situation?
Abil's like, do you actually have a business?
It sounds like you have bottle and logo.
Don't call out our podcast like that, Nathan.
We have investors.
Yeah.
We have carts. Shit, we left the carts. Fuck.
Where,
we
where
have-
did they leave the carts?
I don't remember.
Oh, okay.
But we had carts.
We have money. We have
We have money. Bill, we need to turn the money into a business. Is what we're doing.
maybe we should find somebody whose job it is to make our product sound appealing to other people.
Oh, that's your job. That's all you do, Jonathan.
I don't know anymore. I thought I
man.
knew. Maybe I need some teaching on how to market our product better. We need a market. I should have talked to Market Mark more.
We'll talk to his Ajax. He knows what he's doing.
Oh,
yeah.
Go plane.
Talk to him. I mean, he sold us this stuff.
That's true.
Oh my God.
So anyway, you continue the rest of the night, and you are obviously sleep in the tent. I think part of the conversation is the next day, as everything is wrapping up, you share maps and kind of show where you've been going. And the keeper, she points out, she's kind of able to like help you figure out, okay, this is the spot you need to go, and you're definitely very close. You're maybe 6 days away.
Okay.
Depending upon the paces you go at. So that's like 2 sets of pace setting.
Yeah.
And so she also gives you some food to go with you on your travels and water, so you're able to not have to worry about running out of that stuff. And her entourage load up the tent back on their sand drakes, which have just been kind of chilling outside in the dunes. Is there any parting things that people need to say?
If I may do a keeper, like, can I control the keeper for like 2 seconds?
Okay.
Not speaking, but like, because I think she's probably standing where the tent was as it's being like packed up, and she's holding the better cup, and she's kind of turning it over, like not really looking at it. She's just kind of like has this no expression on her face, and she dissolves it into sand, and as it runs through her fingers, it's still blue.
Ooh, okay.
And so there's this like puddle of blue sand on the floor, and she kind of cocks her head and she gestures, and the blue sand whips up and into her palm, and it is like a small little chain of like blue glass crystals. And she, like, as Eloise is leaving, she like hooks it like right above her forehead, so it's like hanging down in between her eyes, just as like a decoration, and like doesn't say anything, and like continues looking at the group as they're leaving.
So she hooks it on Eloise's forehead?
Yeah, so Eloise has this like small little like string of blue crystals like hanging on her forehead.
Cool. Okay.
And so
I think Raynor would say one thing quick to
Go for it.
to the keeper, and that would just be, I think before they leave, he would approach her and he would say, "Thank you for your hospitality, your generosity, but most of all, thank you for your kind words to my friend." And the reason that's really hitting him is because obviously it's partially because he still feels shitty about not really being able to help Eloise anymore, but it's also because everything she said about like feeling like a pretender and feeling like you're not good enough is pretty spot on for how he feels about being the hero instead of leading. And that's been all he can think about basically this whole night and day. So he doesn't say all that shit out loud, but he does say thank you for what you said to her.
And I think Eloise like throws her arms around the keeper,
Aw,
and
man.
probably an unreturned.
It is, the hug is not mutual.
Yes. So like
definitely some of the entourage like grabs the spears when that happens.
Yes.
And the spear's ready, and then the keeper holds up her
Do
hand.
you guys not do hugs? Is that not? No.
She pauses,
Okay. All right.
and the hug ends, and she not scoots you, but like places you both next to each other and says to the two of you, and says, "Thank you for your assistance in protecting my city in my absence. Saint-Cyr has expressed his gratitude in his notes to me. I'm not sure exactly how everything went down, every detail, but I know that my city is standing, Saint-Cyr is alive, and that he received assistance that he believes came from a higher power. And so I am assuming he is referring to you two."
Does Eloise get to keep the robes, like the nice clothes?
Oh, yeah. Yes. And she says, "I wish you safe travels towards the oasis. I myself will be intrigued to see what the reaction will be towards your entrance. I know that the possession or lack of shadows in that place is not as explored as other cities. So
I think it's just now hitting Jonathan that they're going to the City of Light, the home of Sim, and with no shadow.
So I am unsure whether they will be ecstatic
You know, I hadn't thought of that.
or repulsed by it. So this will be a report I am eager to... Well, I won't get it, but I will be looking for it. I will be trying to hear what happened. Please travel safely. There are azamites and giant scorpions in the area, so please be safe. But I do hope that the wonder of the Gatan Desert finds you instead of the danger. There are some quite beautiful scenes that I have seen in my travels.
Where are the Sandrakes? What are they doing?
They're kind of mounting up. So the keeper, she's kind of the last one to mount. Otherwise, they're about to ride away.
Okay. Eloise, like, quickly, like... Well, not quickly, but she, like, walks over to one of the Sandrakes and like puts a hand out like towards it to like touch it. And I think she's waiting for like something like it to react. Like she's ready to turn tail and run.
Does she touch it? Is she touching it?
She eventually does like put a hand on it.
The Sandrakes, having seen your interaction with the keeper, allow you to touch it. Its fur is not smooth. It's matted and pretty coarse. You could make some rope out of it pretty easily. Very thick.
That was morbid. All right.
Well, you can shave animals without killing
That's
them.
true. That's true.
Yeah.
That's a good
That's how
point.
sheep work.
That's how sheep and yak work.
It's good for them.
Yeah, it's good. You lay your hand on the Sandrake. You can feel the warmth.
I think she like pulls away from it and like turns like beaming still and kind of like skips away like in the direction that the team is heading, and she goes, "I'm setting the pace."
Nice. All right.
And so the keeper and her entourage head back out into the desert, and you continue on your journey, knowing soon you will be reaching the oasis, where the next leg of your story will begin. Hey Questies, it's me, Nathan. You know me. You love me. That's just how it is. We're basically besties now. We're basically besties. And you're just gonna have to deal with that. Thank you so much for listening to episode 20 of season 2, which is crazy to even say. 20 episodes already in the second season. I thought I'd give you guys an update. Someone was asking me, is this the halfway point of the season? And the truthful answer is, I have no idea. We have not, recorded the final episode. We don't have it all mapped out. But if I were to guess, I would say yes. We're probably shooting for it to be around 40 episodes. That felt good last season, so we'll probably do that again. And just story-wise, it feels like we're about halfway through what we want to say in this season. So roughly, probably halfway through. We're definitely not close to the end. Don't be expecting that anytime soon, so don't worry about that. In the meantime, before we get to even thinking about finale territory, you can show your support for the show by leaving those reviews, by hopping on the Facebook or Reddit communities, which again, I love seeing people engage with the memes and the questions and everything. They just bring life to my day and joy to my existence. You can also go onto our website, nathanstreck.wixsite.com/knightsquest, buy those stickers, buy the music. If you want Jamie to release more music, which I want him to do as well, then you got to buy the first album so he knows that people are even interested in it. So go do that, and maybe that'll motivate him. And Jamie, when you're hearing this, I want another album. So get on that. I'm not kidding. Please do it, please. Otherwise, you guys know what to do. Tell your friends about the show. Just spread that good word. We're not going to weekly yet, so not sorry. That means the next episode will be coming out in 2 weeks from now. I should have pulled this up on the calendar sooner, but you get the general concept. 2 weeks from today, which is that's Valentine's Day. Oh snap! All right, well the next Night's Quest episode comes out on Valentine's Day. Ooh, so y'all are gonna be listening to it, is what I'm hearing. Just kidding. I love you guys. Yeah, that's all I gotta say. You guys are the best. We love you. You're the best fans ever, and keep being awesome. May your place in his story belong. And here's all the times that we tried to name the Sandrake.
Yay!
We could call them burrows.
Okay.
We're getting there. I don't like that.
In there.
I kind of like that.
I want them to have kind of more like, not Mistwalker, but like more of that kind of like
Humpcat.
Sandwaker or something. Not that, but like along that kind of.
Sand Shimmer. Sneaks.
Sand sneakers.
Or they could just be called bearded snakes, bearded serpents, dune
Marcher.
dune crawler, dune slider, dune hunter.
Humpcat is still my favorite.
Humpcat.
Shall we go humpcatting?
Sand hunter.
Sun Hunter, but like
Sun Humper.
The Hump Hunter.
Prowler. Snake. Serpent. Slither.
In Slytherin.
Banana. Snake. Camel. Awkward. Ugly. Loud.
Toe. Hump camel toe. Fuck. Shit. Nope. Bearded Hunter.
Rainmaker.
did we say Dune Crawler?
Just call them like a real thing that doesn't exist in this world.
Yeah, these are...
It's a cheetah.
that's a mosquito.
It's oh.
They could have cheetah print, though.
Super fancy and call them drakes instead of dragons.
Sandrakes.
I like Sandrake.
Sandrake.
It sounds like Mandrake, which is kind of cool.
Which, I like that. Sandrake.
Yeah, I like Sandrake.
Ooh,
Sandrake.
okay.